Well, hello there. Greetings and salutations. It is I, Johnny, on yet another episode of Who the Heaven Is I. This one is nice because, well, if you're watching this video, then hi, how you doing? If not, then you're just getting the audio as it is. I've decided to start filming the Who the Heaven Is I. Well, especially today. Today's Mother's Day, and so I'm going to give a shout out to all the moms in the world, because moms, just, the way I see things, it's just wow. Literally. You take mom, flip it upside down, and you got wow. And sometimes moms, their world gets flipped upside down, and straight up, they have this wow factor about them, where they're able to alchemize adversity and difficult situations and really make that mom magic. So I'm over here in the cemetery with my grandmama, Gladys Fazio. So I thought it would be cool to do this episode over here and kind of connect with the universe. I started writing a song, actually. I'm going to start the episode with what I started writing, and it's just on that premise. Uh-oh, lost my lyrics. They're in my... There we go. So it's... To all the moms in my life, I just got to say, wow. For all that you do, and above all, how. Sometimes you had to flip it, change the POV, which is why when I look at mom, wow is all I see. That might be it. I don't know if I even need more than that. Maybe do some zap babadoo bop do bop do bop zap dabadoo, but that is the wow factor. And yeah, maybe that'll be the title of the song, Mom, the Wow Factor. So I have a book here that my mother had given me quite some time ago, and me being always the busy little lad that I am, I haven't finished reading it yet. So it's a great book. It's called Before You Leap, A Frog's View of Life's Greatest Lessons. And it's, hi-ho there, written by Kermit the Frog. Now, I could read it like Kermit the Frog, but I don't know if that would be as entertaining. The 7 Dreams of Highly Effective Amphibians. Setting goals for your life. It always starts with the dream. Yeah, if I read it like this, maybe you can even see the book on there. I'm going to go in with you a little bit. I'm not going to read it Kermit-esque style, but I will hold it like this, so if you want to see it, try to get the shot. Grandma in the shot too. Sorry, Grandma. Hey, she's cool. Setting goals for life. It always starts with a dream. When I first decided I wanted to break into show business, I was dreaming. When Fozzie Bear first devoted his life to becoming the world's greatest stand-up comedy bear, he was dreaming. When Miss Piggy first declared that she was going to marry me, she was dreaming, and still is. The point is that all of our journeys begin with dreams, with setting goals for where we want to go and who we want to be. Every dream is unique. Some dreams are high-reaching, wide open, castle in the cloud kind of dreams. They're not really about something or some place, but rather are about an indefinable sense of longing that fills us with hope for better days to come. Can you hear the birds? My mama's a big fan of the birds, so maybe I'll just let the microphone pick up the birds in the end too. Other dreams are very specific, with itemized descriptions of size, shape, color, model number, square footage, accessories, and tech support. These fill us with a sense of longing too, unless, of course, you're the one who has to provide the dream for you-know-who, in which case you're likely to be short on longing and long on dreading. Whichever the case, this much is clear. You need a dream. But where does one get dreams? There is no dreamer's wholesale house. We dream by the truckload, So you save on yearning. And if you act now, we'll throw in a set of cravings at no additional charge. Some people get their dreams when they sleep, but this is hit or miss. Proposition at best. Sometimes you have an epiphany that reveals which direction you should be heading, but too often you dream about being dressed as a Mountie and getting chased across a landscape of toasters by a hippo singing show tunes. Perhaps the nearest we've become to making it easier to find your dream was a device developed by Muppet Labs. The high-speed, the iDream Player, which allows you to download digital dreams on the internet. Early tests were promising. Then Beaker began to develop a severe case of spontaneous combustion. Dr. Honeydew wisely went back to the drawing board, while Beaker warily spent some time with the local bomb squad. The truth is, we each need to dream up our own dreams. You must look deep inside your heart and ask yourself what you really want. If your immediate answer is dessert, you probably missed your heart and went directly to your stomach. No problem. Just follow the clearly marked signs on the esophagus, then take the cardiac bypass to the aorta off-ramp and try again. Finding your dream is a solitary endeavor. So what can a frog do to help? Well, it is tempting to wish you the best and move along to other pressing questions like, why are there so many songs about rainbows? How does cold fusion work? And where can I hide from a show tune singing hippo? But I wouldn't do that to you. Especially, fix the light just got really bright here. But I wouldn't do that to you, especially when I just happen to have a step-by-step program for developing your dreams, better known as the 7 Dreams of Highly Effective Amphibians. Now let's be clear. These are not actual dreams, okay? Which can be offered only by prospectus. But they're the next best thing. A 7-step system that will allow you to identify, locate, and settle on your very own life's dreams. Whether this is your first hop into the watery depths of dreaming, or you're already wet, this exercise should help you make a big splash. Let's dive in. Kermit the Frog 7 Steps Dream Identification System. Oh, this is trademark. Wow. That's interesting. Step 1. The inner dream. Inner dreams are your very first dreams. They are the dreams you have when you're a tadpole swimming around the rocks and wondering, what's a rock? And should I talk to it? And, gee, I wonder why that rock isn't talking to me. For people of the human species, it's the dream you have when you're lying on your back in the crib, looking at all those faces, making moon eyes at you, while you ponder wordlessly to yourself, who are all these people, and why do they keep looking at me and making odd noises? Inner dreams are about answering the 3 most fundamental questions of life. Who am I? Where am I? And how the heck did I get here? Some pretty good stuff so far. In short, and I sure am, inner dreams are all about defining yourself. Oh, sure. Dreaming that I'm a frog in a swamp and I got here by water may seem like a simple dream now, but it's the foundation for everything that comes later in life. For instance, if Statler and Waldorf hadn't defined themselves early on as curmudgeons, Fozzie Bear might have been spared years of hurled invectives and tossed tomatoes. If Animal hadn't first defined himself as the world's loudest drummer, some of us might still have our hearing. And if the great Gonzo hadn't been indefinable from the very beginning, we might have spent years and millions trying unsuccessfully to figure him out. Most of you reading this or listening to this here with me have probably already had these inner dreams. Chances are you already know who you are, where you are, and how you got here. If not, this easy exercise should help you answer these fundamental questions. Who am I? Check a mirror. If the face staring back at you is green, chances are you're a frog. Or you have mistaken this cover of the book for a mirror. Did I read this right now? No. Oh, sorry again. Let me read this again because it's hard to kind of sometimes read it. Who am I? Check a mirror. If the face staring back at you is green, chances are you're a frog, or have mistaken the cover of this book for a mirror. If you are already looking in a mirror while reading this book, chances are you're Miss Piggy. If not, you're lucky. Be happy knowing this much, and move on to where am I? Look around. See lots of books? Okay. Look around. See lots and lots of books? You're probably in the bookstore trying to read as much as this book as you can without buying it. I don't mind, but the folks who publish it have families to feed. You could either send them food or buy the book. If you're not surrounded by books, you might be at home, in which case, look for an envelope with an address label. This will tell you where you are and make it really easy to give directions when calling out for pizza. And on Mondays, pizzas, $19.99 for 2 pizzas. Frank's Pizza, Warwick, 845-986-1065. That's right, Mondays, 2 pizza special. There's specials every day of the week, but I progress. How did I get here? When the pizza delivery guy gets there, ask him. Or girl, because there's girls that deliver too. The most important part of these inner dreams is that they are your dreams. It's important that you don't let outer dreams and dreamers define you. These days, it's too easy to borrow someone else's dream. Who wouldn't want to be that woman singing her heart out on TV, or that basketball star sinking a three-pointer to win the big game, or that very hairy guy with way too many tattoos who built a houseboat out of beef jerky? Okay, you may want to take a pass on that last one, but it might get you in the Guinness Book of World Records. There's something extremely tempting about co-opting other people's dreams. All the work is done for you. I was the same way when I was young. I had a turtle dreams. Hey, who wouldn't want a shell like that? It was like your own air-conditioned customized van with a high-gloss airbrushed exterior, knee-deep, shag-carpeted interior, and 4 on the floor. I wasn't alone. In fact, so many frogs felt the same way that it became widely known as that 70s dream. Fortunately, I outgrew that dream, came out of my shell, and embraced the dream of being the best frog I could be. Once you've reached this point and figured out who you are, it's time to move on. Number 2, the outer dream. This is the fun part. The outer dream is where you move beyond defining who you are and start figuring out who you might want to be by trying on different dreams. This is more commonly known as playing dress up. Kids are true experts at outer dreaming. They just love to try on different dreams. Who hasn't heard a young tadpole announce that he or she really wants to be an astronaut, or a fashion designer, a doctor, a diva, an artist, a puppet, a pauper, a pirate, a poet, a pawn, and a king? All at the same time, of course. Pigs don't just tell you what they want to be. They make sure you get them all the necessary accoutrements and accessories to make their dreams a reality. Others, however, are not comfortable with outer dreaming. They settle on their inner dream and never let go. The point is, we have to appreciate and encourage others' dreams. Then, if we're lucky, someone will encourage ours. Number 4, the little dream. The little dream. There's an old saying in my family: you can't cross the whole swamp in one big leap. You have to take each trip one hop at a time. Oh, and always avoid moving rocks because these tend to be hungry alligators with an appetite for amphibians. The point is that every big dream is made up of little dreams. If you take time to achieve every little dream, before you know it, it's your big dream. It'll be within reach. That's the big dream. But I have little dreams that end on television. A meteoric rise, for sure, but his success really wasn't that easy. Pepe still had to strive and struggle to get to where he is today. True, most of his striving and struggling involved the shameless wheedling, scamming, and outright fibbing, but he still did it one duplicitous step at a time. I'm not recommending that you follow Pepe's particular path, but it is important to break down your dream into doable parts. For me, with my dream of Hollywood stardom, I had to first master such smaller dreams as dancing, singing, banjo playing, acting, and of course, schmoozing. So break down your big dream into little dreams, then go after each with all the gusto you can muster. And whatever you do, stay away from those moving rocks. Hear the birds? I'm gonna stretch my feet. Oh, oof. Yeah, that's better. Okay. Number 5, the faltering dream. Reality hits. Now, I'm not talking about reality show reality. I'm talking about real life reality. The kind that doesn't get resolved in 30 minutes, minus 8 minutes for commercials and promotional bumpers. Real life has a way of altering the best laid plans. No matter what you started out dreaming, no matter what your goals you set on the outset, chances are that life will interfere and cause you to falter. Look what happened to Dr. Teeth, whose first dream was to be a classical concert pianist playing the great compositions of Bach, Beethoven, Mozart, and all those other long-haired dudes. Then reality hit. Concert pianists are rarely allowed to get down and groove. What was the good doctor to do? Button down his inner rock god? Perish the thought. He stepped back, sat down, and rocked out. If your dream hits a snag like this, don't be discouraged and don't give up. Retreat, regroup, reconnoiter, and prepare for your return in the revised dream. The great Gonzo is famous for saying, "That which doesn't kill us makes us stronger," even as it exponentially increases our health insurance premiums. Go figure on that one. Resetting the brightness. There we go. In other words, everything that happens has a good and bad side. If you shoot yourself out of a cannon into a tank of angry electric eels, you're going to come out with hair that's a cross between Beaker and Don King. But you'll never need another nightlight for as long as you live. If you cover your body in chopped liver and recite poetry, you're going to have a tough time drawing a crowd, but a pretty darn good chance of getting a government's art grant. Interesting. Never thought about that one. So it is with dreams. When the reality strikes them down, it doesn't mean that they're over. It means you have to figure out what it will take to make them happen. Tenacity. Anyway. Okay, so you got to figure out what's going to happen. How are you going to make them happen? The revised dream is a time of waiting. A time when you hold out hope and her rise to the top. She found her. Okay, nope, I read this wrong again. Remix. The revised dream is a time of waiting. A time when you hold out hope and prepare for what comes next. A perfect example of this is Miss Piggy. As she made her rise to the top, she found herself in the role of chorus pig. Sure, she wanted to be a big movie star, but fate had placed her in the back row, singing backup. Did she give up? Did she turn her back? Did she get satisfied with almost making it? Not a chance. The pig stayed in the picture until an opportunity presented itself. And when the opportunity finally appeared, she grabbed it, wrestled it to the ground, and declared herself the victor. I ought to know. I was the opportunity, said Kermit the Frog. The realized dream. When you get to the realized dream, the biggest surprise is that it probably doesn't look anything like that goal you had in your mind way back when you started. It's different. And yet somehow it's even better than you imagined. I wanted to be an entertainer, a frog who made people happy. But in my wildest dreams, I never thought I'd be doing it in the company of Miss Piggy, Fozzie, Gonzo, and the rest of us. But there are, and now I can't picture, but there they are, and now I can't picture myself any other way. But the best part of realizing your dream is knowing that you don't have to stop dreaming or sharing your dreams with others. Dreams are how we figure out where we want to go. Life is how we get there. Wow. There you have it. Hi-ho here. Kermit the Frog's friend, Johnny Fazio, saying that is something from Before You Leap. Life goal, turn this into a movie. I'm sure there's some Hensonites out there and magical people from the universe and producer friends that I have that might be able to make me, allow me to make this happen. And it'll be really cool. Like Disney has made live actions of like Lion King and Beauty and the Beast. My goal, hi-ho there, to play Kermit the Frog. I'll dress up as a green guy and, you know, I'll act out the stuff as Kermit, you know. So we need to get other people into this, but that would be a cool movie to make. If I had any Hollywood producer friends out there watching this, please. That is one of my dreams. Frog, leave it! Oh, that was my piggy, but I have to work on my piggy. I used to do a whole thing, Kermit and Piggy. My friend Jared would play the guitar. He would try to do Kermit. No offense, he wasn't really invested in the role as I was. Or maybe I think I sang both roles. I don't know. It's been so long since we've done Kermit and Piggy. But nonetheless, Before You Leap, great book. And I've got a lot to do with my life, so this has been very helpful with getting me mentally there. Even though I'm not finished with the book, I've already had a lot of those same thought processes. I've already thought some of the things that Kermit's thought. Maybe because I grew up on a lot of Muppets and Sesame Street and magical things like that. Or maybe I'm just a tadpole finding my way. But regardless, I want to say thank you to my mom and all the mom figures in my life throughout the years. Yes, I've had mom figures in my life. I have people that have acted like moms and been very nurturing and caring. And some people I don't talk to anymore. Some people I still do. So I'm going to give some shout outs. Most notably, most recently, Tina. Hello. That warm blanket you put on me last time I crashed on your sofa. You have been nothing but gracious and your family in being compassionate with me as I go through tough times. So thank you for that. But before I get to more moms, I definitely want to give a shout out to the mother of my kids, Wilma. Even though we don't see eye to eye, and God knows, God's my witness, Grandma's my witness, I've done my best to kind of see eye to eye with you. Yo sé, a veces con diferentes países y diferentes idiomas, no es fácil para aprender cuando una persona hablas diferentes partes de mente. What I mean is when someone's trying to say something from a different point of view and you're not familiar with it, it can be hard to understand. And I know. Soy complicado. Yo sé. I am one of the most complicated people in the universe, and I'm proud of that because it's who I am. Now that means I have to figure out different communication styles with a whole universe of people. People that get me at my core, that really get me. Like, I had an amazing conversation with my buddy Katie, who opened up the Zen Garden gift shop. Check it out. Anyway, my friend Katie and me and her had a really great heart-to-heart today as I was helping her create a video for her business. Sometimes people just don't see who you are, but at the end of the day, it's up to them to either accept you as who you are and support you, or to kind of step back and kind of, they can stay connected but not within your inner circle, which is sad, because I thought I had more people in my inner circle than I really do have. And listen, I'm not a perfect person. I am not God. I'm not Jesus. I'm not St. Pete. I'm not any of those people. But I do my best to be compassionate, be caring, be respectful, and give love unconditionally. And sometimes not everyone vibes with that because they're from a different mindset. So, that being said, Wilmita, gracias para como tú tienes una montaña de amor para nuestros hijos. Yo sé, because I can look through a ton of photos of when, like, I was at work and you were with the kids, and how much care and love you have with them. And I can only think that in your mind, tú quieres, ¿dónde está la papá? Y el papá es trabajando para el dinero. And if I came home, sometimes I was tired. Sometimes it affected me, and I was out. But I would do my best to connect with the kids and read with them and play with them. And I think a lot of times you didn't see all that I did with the kids because, especially when you went to work, I was with the kids and we did stuff. But tienes fe. I have faith. I know that you're doing the best you can with what you have, and I appreciate you being in my life, and I appreciate everything you've done for our family. That being said, other mothers that have been like mothers to me, Kara. Yes, Kara, I've always appreciated your motherly qualities, especially last time I had dinner at your house, how enthusiastic you were about me enjoying your food and feeling the nutrition. And back in the day, your garden, always so happy to share your garden of goodness, because we all know that the stuff in the garden is very healthy and saludably, and your garden was very great. Heather, this relationship's been a little strained, but I know in my heart you've tried to do the best for me and impart some of your wisdom. I wish that some of the wisdom I tried to impart on you was taken more to heart, because I feel your pain when you go through tough times, and I think sometimes the muscle girls are so busy about moving and grooving that they don't slow down and have the compassion in their life for themselves. And so even though we're not connected the same way anymore, I still have nothing but a montaña of amor for you and your family. Suki. Even though I've been grinding the past year and we haven't connected as much, there was definitely a long period of time where you were my number one cheerleader, my only cheerleader, to be honest with you. As Johnny's trying to go through this crazy realm and funk shift up and live a life that I think is authentic, but also altruistic in ways that many people can't understand at this point. But when my work is complete, everyone will go, oh, now I get it. But, it is what it is. Other mothers in my life that have been very important. Of late, I'll say Deanna and Jessie. And I know, Deanna, you're a newer mama, but nonetheless, much appreciation for the insight and motherly wisdom you've given me. And I know you know what I'm talking about, because you've always you've been full of information and wisdom, and sometimes I don't jump right on it. It's not because I don't appreciate it. It's been because I'm a very complex person, and sometimes what seems like good advice for others might not be the right advice for me. Or maybe it was the right advice for me, and maybe I was just too stubborn to kind of take it and just run with it. I guess you will never know, or will we? Jesse, you are an angel amongst devils, or a devil amongst angels, whichever it is. But what you've had to endure to be a mother, by far, has been something that has humbled me in ways you will never know. I heart you beyond all belief, because I know you're still and always going to go through stuff with everything you've had to go through. But just know that A, I'll always be there for you, and B, more importantly, you'll always be there for you. Having your faith in the universe, God, the Matrix, whatever you believe in, but having faith in something, I think, is important, because sometimes things will get dark. I know it firsthand, and you know it even more so. And I think the only thing that gets us through the dark times is our faith. And so I'm so proud of you, how far you've become. Everyone in your family. It's really one of those things. I know there's been a lot you've had to endure, but life could always be worse. And life could always be better. And so appreciating what you have in your beautiful little boy, Hayden the horse, is something that I think will help you. It's helped me, seeing the way you care for your son, and I'm at a loss for words, because realistically, I know you've had to go through a lot, and everyone does, to be honest with you, but you specifically, and it's like, why is this happening? Don't know, can't explain it, but it's how we alchemize our life. It's how we take the pain and flip it into the pleasure. So when you're ready to drop tracks in my studio, a little buzzed, I've got an album cover waiting for you. It's a really great album cover. I thought about it last night. And so when you stop by the studio, we'll make it happen. My sister Sue, my sister-in-law Kristen, and my sister-in-law Joy, and my sister-in-law Betsy, and my sister-in-law Ashley. Didn't forget about you, Ash. All of you mothers, all you crazy mothers, have shown me stuff in different ways. And I'm not going to call it out here publicly right now, just because I don't think any of you would be comfortable with that. But that being said, each of you has taught me something very special and unique, and for that, I will be always grateful. Like in the movie Happy Gilmore, I've learned to block out the bad and harness the good, and I feel that all of you have something good to have offered me in my life, and I'm very much so appreciative of it, and thank you. Mother Earth, yes. Or is it Father Earth and Mother Time? Right? I'm running out of battery, and you're probably running out of attention span, so I'll save this for the Before You Leap movie behind the scenes, more of this stuff. Thank you for listening to the Who the Heaven Is I podcast. Grandma, thanks for listening with me. Yes, Yashu's here. Yashu's doing his thing. My name in Polish is Yashu, and she used to call me that. Although my brother Mike would always rhyme me, Yashu, Yashu. But I look at it now differently. Where I used to think he was making fun of me, I now look at it as if he was calling me a blessing. Bless you. BYON. If you know, you know. Thank you for listening to the Who the Heaven Is I podcast. Thank you for watching if you're out there in YouTube land or wherever this is streaming. And most of all, just know that any person, whether mom or dad or just any human, they go through stuff, right? And you never know what they're going through until you put on their shoes and take them for a walk, even though some shoes might not fit you. But to me, that is the best way to live the way that Mother Earth and the universe and God and whatever your belief system is that wants us to live. Like, we're all of this earth discovering our worth. And, all we can do is do the best we can. So I hope you've enjoyed this episode. Poll question of the day. Who's your daddy? Who's your mommy? No. How do you honor your mother on a daily basis? Yes. Yes! How do you honor your mother on a daily basis? And what's the poll question? If you could be a mom again, would you? Or, yeah, maybe that's not a good poll question. I got to think about poll questions. It's got to come to me. How do you honor your mother on a daily basis? And does your mom know how much you love her? There you go. I hope my mom does. If not, I'll have to write her another song. Send her another picture. Go down there, give her a hug. But definitely there's love. I love you all. Thank you for your time. And it's time for me to skedaddle. Peace and power to your dreams.